Hi guys, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and I just wanted to say that I have felt very blessed to have you guys on my channel for a year. For all of you guys who have stood by me through all of the different transformations that I've done with my channel, with my readings, with my monthly. First I was going to do it, then I wasn't going to do it. I really want to say thank you for hanging in there. And even though I know some of you don't believe in Christmas, for the people that do, and Christmas is obviously one of my most favorite times of the year, I deeply want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, from my family to yours, from Annette's Astrology Corner to yours, I want you to just have the most beautiful and happy holidays and beautiful, rich Christmas season. And for those of you that don't celebrate Christmas but do like to have some fun around the holidays, I really hope that you just have an extremely fulfilling holiday season. Anyhow, guys, this is my puppers, and he wishes you a Merry Christmas too. Hi Leo, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your December forecast. And for you, all of your energy this entire month is going to center around this gorgeous sun that we have in Sagittarius until we get to where the sun switches into Capricorn. So your emphasis this month is going to be on your 5th house and your 6th house. And that's when the energies change. They will deviate. So let's talk a little bit about where the sun is until the 21st. So as we start out, we have a sun in Sagittarius. This is a fellow fire sign for you. Super optimistic, fun-loving energy. This is very high vibration. You're very cheerful, free-spirited. You're very optimistic about it, idealistic even about an outcome. Very romantic, very resourceful. You are very, very impulsive as in nature, but you're going to be incredibly impulsive by nature, and you're going to feel like you want to, it's like you have a lot of energy and enthusiasm for moving forward.
When's Austin coming for?
Come here, give me a hug. Okay, so for you, with the sun being in Sagittarius, there's just lots and lots of good, no, I already said that. So with all this enthusiasm and optimistic energy that we currently have at the beginning of the month in the 4th, when Venus moves in to Scorpio in your 4th house, this is in home and family, roots and kind of your childhood. The sun is going to be conjunct with Mercury and conjunct with Saturn, all in Sagittarius, all sitting in your 5th house. So whenever Saturn aligns with a personal planet, and this is in how you experience pleasure in the Sagittarian energy, you're going to feel like you want to move forward, but there's a delay, there's a hesitation, there's some details that you still need to work through, you need to think about, you need to talk about, that will align you with moving forward, especially in this creative endeavor, in this romantic endeavor, anything that you feel emotionally fulfilled in, if you want to take a risk, anything having to do with children, you're going to find that there is some sort of delay, some sort of hesitation, because Saturn is conjunct the entire experience. So with with Venus moving into the 4th house in Scorpio, it suggests to me that maybe if you were planning on moving in with somebody, there could be a delay in that. There could be a delay in the fact that maybe you guys are trying to find a house together. You're trying to move, any of that. There could be delays. There could be some things to talk through and work through, especially if you're idealistic about anything in any way. You're going to fall into some squaring energy, and this has a lot to do with the home and family. So be very realistic and very practical in your thinking. And then you'll fall into the higher vibration of this energy, which is Mars and Libra sextiling, you know, all three of those power players, your sun, your core, how you think, and the planet of control and duty and responsibility, Saturn. Then if you're looking at the pros and cons, you're being very patient. You're not having a lot of ulterior motives. You are trying to be very diplomatic in moving forward with some either heart-based or romantic endeavor or creative endeavor that's aligning you with your home and family. I believe that this could turn out to be one lovely, lovely event. And I remember that anytime that you have Venus sitting in Scorpio, this is about igniting some passion and some deep desire and some intense desire in certain areas, but you're going to have to tone it down and really focus on that Libran point of view where you're just very patient and you'll wait until you get your desired outcome. Then on the 9th, we have Mercury moves into Capricorn. And this is very... Okay, so sometimes this energy can be frustrating for you because although you are exceptionally goal-oriented, where Mercury is going to want you to focus is in your thinking. This is in your day-to-day. This is in your routine of some way. This is aligning the sun with Saturn. So this will feel very like, I want to move forward. I'm optimistic. Let's do it. I'm super excited. And then there's going to be a delay or there's going to be a harsh reality. This definitely has something to do with some romantic endeavor or heart-based endeavor. There's always going to be that want to push on the gas and be super energetic. And then there's going to be that pullback and think of responsibility and routine. Routine's going to be work, work, work. It's going to be a lot having to do with work interfering with some of this pleasure seeking that you want to do. When the sun is in Sagittarius, it is going to be trining Uranus and Aries, which is going to make you feel like you want the freedom to make these choices and the freedom to move forward and the freedom in your thinking. And you're going to want to. But when you have Capricorn and you have Saturn aspecting this, this is about toning all that energy down and trying to harness control. You can feel kind of a little bit bipolar in this energy. That's why I see that. Jupiter is squaring the sun, which is conjunct with Saturn, and squaring, the sun is squaring Chiron. This is all in how you value yourself. So it could make you feel like this delay, you're wanting to get some attention that maybe you're not getting because somebody else or maybe there's a delay in some recognition for this creative endeavor or this project or this love interest has a delay, something they need to work through and figure out for you to get what you want. That can make you feel not valued as you experience. You're just kind of super optimistic and impatient in this energy. And so you want it now. You're very hasty, but Saturn is going to keep reeling that in along with all this Capricorn energy. On the 11th, we have a new moon in Sagittarius. That's going to be in the 5th house. And the sun in Sagittarius is going to be conjunct with the new moon in Sagittarius, all 5th house stuff. So you're feeling very cheerful, very optimistic. You want something and you want it now. You're into pleasing yourself. There's something you're super jazzed up about. It could be some form of creative expression. It could mean something that you're so enthusiastic about. You just can't wait to just tell the whole world about it. Definitely has to do with your heart. Anything that you're passionate about, your heart, you are going to feel alive and energized, and it is almost like somebody gave you a happy pill and you just can't stand it. You can't do normal mundane things because you're so caught up in all this fun-loving energy. Beautiful, beautiful energy, new beginning, but to the nth power for you, because this to me feels like there has been something that you have been weighing out, and now you have come full circle, and now it's about pleasing you and about feeling like you're valued and wanted and loved. And anytime you pour this much energy into your heart, there is a new free way of thinking. There's this new kernel of hope there. And anytime a Leo gets any kind of hope, any kind of hope, that's all they need. They can go forever on that. That's like hope is just high octane fuel for a little Leo. And this can make you want to feel very headstrong and forward in this energy. I do want to warn you that during this new moon, and even though you're feeling all this buzz and this excitement, we do have still Jupiter and Chiron in there taking down our energy and keeping us on the ground and making sure that we are being realistic in our thinking and critical, making sure that what we value is what we should be valuing. So it could be something that drastically changes that to make that in a high vibration. I think this is it's very mutable energy. I mean, come on, it's a new moon in Sagittarius. That's a mutable energy. So either the high is going to be super high or the low is going to be low, and then it's going to be high again. It's going to be all over the place. But I think that you're going to like this dramatic flare of energy because, let's face it, you like a little drama to keep your life interesting. Then we have, on the 19th, we have Mercury and Capricorn aligns with Pluto and Capricorn, with the sun being in Sagittarius in your 5th house. And again, this is about values. So what I see is, as long as you need to stay firm in who you value, and what your long-term goals are, and you need to not deviate. I think when you start to, it's like if you start to get too critical in what you're valuing, then you can start to want to control and try to manipulate the situation to be what you want it to be. When Mercury in Capricorn aligns with Pluto in Capricorn, this is in your 6th house. To me, this is, I feel deeply that you are trying to get control of the outcome that you want. You're almost trying to smooth talk it. You're trying to do anything you can to get what you want, and you're relying on this partnering energy to try to talk them into it, but you need to be patient. Know that the outcome will happen. You just have to dial it back a little and keep your feet somewhat on the ground, because if you don't, you'll start to exaggerate outcomes and you'll start to become very restless in this energy. And I don't want you to do that, because that can cause you to have either a very serious power struggle with somebody that you're trying to build this outcome with, or this definitely a work-based endeavor. You could be trying to oversell yourself, and that could be off-putting to some of the people, especially if you're trying to align yourself with any sort of work-based routine. I want to say that if you're trying to smooth talk your way into getting what you want, I don't think it's going to follow through in this energy. Remember that the planet of power is aligning with your thinking and is aligning with communication. So to stay in the higher forms of vibration, consider pros and cons, have a more diplomatic approach, dial it back again a bit, and don't get caught up in all of this headstrong, Sagittarian, impulsive, enthusiastic energy where it allows you to fall out of line with what you really need to do, which is to pull it back. Then on the 21st, we have the sun moves into Capricorn. This, again, is going to be in your 6th house. So when this happens, again, there is something you want. Maybe you want to spend some time with somebody. Maybe there's a work-based endeavor that you've been putting on. It could mean that some of you need to get your work routine down. You need to find some way to balance a relationship with work routine, but you've put a lot of heart and soul into a creative endeavor, and you really can't, and you value where you are right now, and you're not willing to let go of the control and the energy that you have put into this, the stamina, all the hard work that you put into this. You're not willing to let go of that for this partner, there could be some sort of a compromise that is direly needed. And that's why the sun at often throughout this entire month is going to be working with Mars energy to stabilize the way that you think when it comes to that more balanced approach to everything. Then on the 24th, which is Christmas Eve, we have the sun in Capricorn sitting in your 6th, opposing the moon in Gemini, and squaring off with Virgo, with Jupiter and Virgo in the 2nd house. This suggests that there was probably some unforeseen circumstance where there was an energy shift, and it made you feel like you did not take the priority level that you should. And this, I think you sustained a little bit of an ego blow on Christmas Eve, as there has been some sort of delay or in something that you want. And this could definitely have something to do with a work-based routine. Maybe you're trying to get, maybe you had this idealistic view of this, how you align yourself. And I believe that as you're doing this, I think it could be somewhat difficult for you to pull yourself out on Christmas Eve and get really enthusiastic because it lost that iconic, idyllic type mindset that you had. Then on the 25th, we have the full moon in Cancer. This is going to be happening in your 12th house. So to me, this suggests that as you're aligning your work or your mental well-being, and I want to say that for some of you, this has to do a lot with mental well-being with this full moon in Cancer in the 12th house. This is about feeling loved and nurtured and valued, and this is about this is about the sun in Capricorn really asking you to manage your time and your tasks effectively, and not getting caught up in the moment, in the energy, in the need to feel like this warm and cozy, iconic picture that you have in your head. You could be trying to attain something that is very past related in your head. Maybe there's something to do with home and family you're trying to put into this full moon experience. It's an accumulative energy. This is all working in your 12th house. So this is a realization that there's something that you need to work through, that you were probably overly idealistic about. It has something to do with a karmic lesson or a past lesson or something that you need to take away from it that will expand the reality of your situation. Then on the 29th, we have Venus moves into Sagittarius. This is going to be in your 5th house. Again, okay, so we just were working in our 12th house into this, our nurturing. I want to say that some of you could have some sort of an issue with the fact that you're trying to align yourself with a masculine energy and a feminine energy, and that can be very difficult. Or there's an issue with a mother that makes you feel vulnerable and makes you feel some sort of that you need to, that they're not recognizing the moving forward energy, and this is past related, so this could go back to your childhood, I want to say. But when we hit the 29th with Venus moves into Sagittarius in your 5th house, I believe you get some sort of balance and personal power back, personal perspective. So the sun moves into Capricorn in the 6th, and it conjuncts Pluto in Capricorn. So we're starting to get our personal power back in line with what we deeply core want, what we align ourselves with. We've got a beautiful trine happening in the moon is going to be in Virgo. Again, this suggests to me, this month suggests a lot of work-based endeavors, balancing work-based endeavors, feeling valued in your mental well-being, and aligning with your work or some sort of creative endeavor that you're pouring your heart and soul into, and setting up powerful long-term goals and seeing some sort of fulfillment come from those goals. So when the sun moves into Capricorn, it is about hopeful optimism, fantasy in the outcome. And there could be some erratic thing that comes around the end of the month. You could have some sort of Uranian moment that kind of changes or alters a direction quite drastically, which can unnerve all of this Capricorn energy who doesn't like shifts, because they like to anticipate the shifts and they like to think that they have looked at every angle, and so that could be somewhat unsettling. So, but I think for the most part, it's a beautiful end of the month for you as you align yourself with your work routine, and it aligns you with your sun and the way that you are starting to fill your goals. I think you're starting to feel by the end of the month that some of the goals that you deeply want, you're starting to get, and that's very empowering. Now, on an energetic side, quit it! On the energetic side, there is something that you have to give, something that you're valued, something that you've been working really hard at, and there has been an imbalance up till now. And you're starting to become full circle, and I want to say that this creative endeavor, or this love, this fifth house romantic endeavor, is going to start to pay off. You're going to start to see something really wonderful come from it. There has been a lot of burden associated with moving forward. You have been working really hard. You haven't seen the recognition, but you have just been working so hard to get to where you want. This has not always gave you the firmest structure, but I believe a wonderful idea could come about, and that could be some of this Uranian energy that's been flooding around. That Uranian energy, that out-of-the-box thinking, that sudden impact of like that brand new idea or that inspiration. Or it could mean that for some of you, this is about moving forward and feeling like there is progression. And as long as your ego doesn't get too caught up in any of this, I do see this rapid change coming. I see it. I see as you process this change that's going to be coming, I see it going good and going in the right direction for you. But I think that there are going to be some things that you will have to work out on your own that will allow this entire situation to manifest and give it that solid foundation that you so deeply desire. Remember, there's tremendously high vibration and energy, lots of goals, lots of things to seek, lots of pouring your heart into something, and working on both sides, looking at everything both sides. It is coming full circle. Be prepared to accept this change for what it is, that it is not as solid as you want it to be, but that it is the start of something that can bring about something beautiful in your life. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again next month.